there was a report that the F-15 that was shot down that set off the I would say the heroic rescue mission was shot by a Chinese-made shoulder-launched missile, and they also apparently provided the Islamic regime with a long-range early warning radar system that can spot stealth aircraft. So I am not sure how effective it is. A quantum radar. Okay, well, Jeffrey can talk more about that, but I they the U.S. military is investigating whether this is the case, but I thought you would be interested in reading this, Armin, because because if this is the case, we've been knowing that before the war, China was shipping in a lot of stuff into Iran for the regime, and we did not know what was in these cargo planes. And now we kind of have a hunch as to what was in those planes, which yeah. So that so yeah.
So let me read a summary. The article. I basically copied and pasted the entirety on AI to get a summary of it. So I'll just read the summary of it. So the title of the article is that the title is Iran may have used Chinese missile to shoot down U.S. fighter jet, sources say. And here's a summary. Sources familiar with the matter tell NBC News that the US F-15E Strike Eagle downed over Iran last month was likely struck by Chinese-made shorter launch missile MANPAD. By the way, guys, this is exactly what we said when it happened here on in our community, but also on Iran Revolution Live. Jeffrey was mentioning that as well. Um so it was, and also Potipto before it happened, guys. Potipto before it happened warned that this could happen because he saw it when he was being arrested, and he was trying to warn the world that this is going to happen. Because after United States and Israel took down all of the air defense of the Islamic Republic, a lot of the air defense, then the American planes were felt confident, and they were flying lower. And because they were flying lower, because these MANPADs cannot reach the planes as soon as they go just a little bit high. So but because there was no air defense, the American fighter jets were basically flying very low, and that's how one of these advanced Chinese MANPADs managed to reach it, right? So let me read the rest of the summary. Additionally, officials are investigating claims that China may have provided Iran with advanced long-range radar capable of tracking stealth aircraft. By the way, guys, isn't it great that in our group we said something that might happen because of the people that we're connected to before it's even happened? Like, this is shows that the community we're building here and the connections that we have is like pretty good here. It's pretty solid. People should take us more seriously. Right? I'm glad that it didn't cause any casualties though by the Americans, right? So these revelations is continues by the summary. These revelations create significant diplomatic friction as the U.S. continues to navigate both the ongoing conflict and ceasefire negotiations with Iran, while President Trump has stated that that President Xi assured him China is not supplying weapons to Iran. The potential use of Chinese military hardware, alongside previous U.S. allegations of China providing satellite data to Iranian forces, challenges those assurances. Despite these reports, U.S. officials maintain that any Chinese support has not had any decisive operational impact on the battlefield, and the administration has insisted that it is not relying on Beijing to help resolve the conflict. Yet, you don't say. Okay, so I see there's a couple of responses to this in the chat. So some people want to respond. Let's go ahead.
Okay, Jonathan is first. Jonathan, did you want to respond, or do you want me to read your response? I don't know if you're gonna. Okay, he wrote his response, so since he's not unmuting, I'm going to read it. Didn't the Americans also say that they found materials that could be used for making missiles on the seized ship Tuska?
Yeah. So what we know is that China is giving missile components to the Islamic Republic, and Russia, and not just that, through land routes as well. And Russia is giving drone components to the Islamic Republic through the Caspian Sea. So Pete Hicks had mentioned that they have managed to successfully destroy many of the factories of the Islamic Republic that built the missile components inside Iran. So the missile cities are really hard to get to because they have layers and layers of granite on top of them. So the Americans came up with a great idea of like, okay, if we can't get to the missile cities, you don't have like the factories that make the components that gets that you need in those missile cities to basically get together to create the missiles. Those are not protected. Those are outside of the missile cities. So basically the production chain that goes into building these missiles, a lot of those factories have been destroyed inside Iran. However, China is giving the missile components that the Islamic Republic needs to build them, and they have actually managed to build a lot of them during the ceasefire. Okay.
Okay, Jose is next.
Okay. I have a cousin that flew the F-22 Raptor in the Air Force. He just retired a couple of years ago. He told me that aircraft, which it has been used, has the capability of doing something that totally freaked me out. If you turn a radar on it, it can target where the source of that radar is and fire a missile that'll target that radar beam. Bye-bye radar. We know that the United States and Israel combined during the first, and I think the F-35 also has that capability. So I don't know, but I do believe that within the first 2 or 3 days, all radar systems in Iran ceased to exist. And a lot of their long launchers for anti-aircraft also ceased to exist because they depended on those radar locks. So basically, that article was great. It's about a month and a half late. But yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Jeffrey is next.
It's true. I mean, that couple of things. It's true we hammered the living shit out of the large fixed anti-aircraft emplacements and or strategic radar in our opening strike. That was very much suppression of enemy air defense, or SEAD. A lot of that was done via long-range cruise missiles because it doesn't put pilots at risk. Plus, long-range cruise missiles like Tomahawks kind of hug the terrain, which means they hide within the radar horizon of the Earth when they come over the curve, and they like snake their way through the terrain. So they're using large topography to hide their signature and all that. The Chinese Communist Party did indeed provide large mixers to upgrade the mullah regime's ballistic missiles from liquid to solid fuel, and that's one of the reasons why we had to carry out Operation Epic Fury when the intel showed very conclusively the mullah regime was getting ready to mass launch solid fuel ballistic missiles and drones against U.S. forces, Israeli and Gulf state allies, and there was intelligence showing that the mullahs were marrying like chemical and biological warheads to their missiles. So after the strike, we hammered the shit out of them. The Chi-Coms and Putin's criminalized counterintelligence started flooding in some capability to try and turn Iran into the anti-U.S. Western version of what Ukraine got turned into via our righteous support of Ukrainian resistance against Putin's illegal war of aggression in Ukraine. Part and parcel of that was providing the mullah regime MANPAD missiles and longer range radar. If I remember correctly, the long range radar was the YLC-8B, which actually uses a more conventional UHF band early warning radar, although it uses longer wavelengths, which makes it reduces the efficacy of stealth shaping and radar absorbent material. And they claim it has ranges of 350 to 700 meters. Maybe not. It's not like it turns it completely visible, That said, it definitely increases, the, how accurate you can like stealth aircraft are not completely invisible. They just reduce the radar cross section to something so tiny that your radar can't see it. I mean, the Chicoms are investing in things like quantum radar to defeat first and second generation stealth. That was actually mentioned for our Australian friends here, like CB, by the Australian Minister of Defense in 2019. So, what does all this kind of shake out? It very much outlines again the organizational operational ties between member states of the Autocratic Bloc, Putin, Xi, mullah remnants, North Korea. And it also, in no uncertain detail, outlines why the forces of freedom, right, the US-led Western Alliance and our allies like Ukrainian Defense Forces and the anti-mullah remnants, and the anti-mullah diaspora against the mullah regime remnants, Israel, need to coordinate our efforts to push back against them.
All right. Next response from Samantha. She wants to say that she recently discovered that she wants to make it her life mission to tear down the Chinese firewall.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Woo! Yes. Wait. That's amazing. Thank you, Samantha. Samantha, I consider Samantha to be our spy among the leftists. I don't know if that's a good way of, like, Samantha, are you comfortable with that? You're basically our spy. Okay, yes, she's putting a heart. Okay, that's good. Okay, good. Yes. Okay. Love that.
All right. Sketch.
But before sketch, guys, this is a pretty, like, look at how much we're advancing. Liberty Politics has officially its first spy, okay, among the commies. Okay, this is how advanced we are here. But yeah, okay, go sketch.
I'd like to thank Samantha. That's great. That's progress for real. And as far as weapons, what we're also looking at is the resurgence of the F-47. I think it was. We're getting into better weapons. We're getting into better laser weapons. We're getting into a lot of good stuff as far as weapons. I want to also remind the people that China took a lot of very big planes into Iran at the beginning of the conflict, which might have been them sending their best anti-air. At the time, there was a lot of reports of very, very, very big transport type airplane. Yes, the F-bat 21 is fantastic. As Jeff is giving me some good insight in the chat. But I would like to remind everyone that before and after, China has constantly been assisting Iran. And I would just like to reiterate, it's Russia, China, and Iran. And all the people that have to deal with any of these three should know that their struggles are entwined. These people are helping each other. I would extend this also to Cuba and Venezuela. Like Jose knows that the Cubans were in Venezuela protecting Maduro, so Maduro could send that oil to Iran, right? To China, right? And this triumvirate of evil people is, we say, well, specifically Jeffrey says Chi-Coms. Why would you say Chi-Coms? Because we want to separate the Chinese communists from the rest of them, right? Why does Jeffrey say Putin's illegal counterintelligence regime, and he doesn't say Russia? Because he wants to separate this counter-intel regime from the Russian people. We're not against the Russian people. We're not against the Chinese people. And of course, we're all for the people of Iran. But we have to understand how these outside nations are using their ghost fleets and taking advantage of this, Marxist socialism where a few at the top get to control the resources and sell it out at bargain bottom prices to other dictators.
That was so good, sketch. I really enjoyed listening to you. That was pretty on point. Loved it. And guys, what's the complete list of countries that needs to be liberated? We have Iran, we have Russia, we have China, we have Venezuela, we have Cuba, we have North Korea, Afghanistan, I mean, Pakistan, I wouldn't say liberated. I mean, the Pakistan is actually the body, the population is actually a huge part of the problem. So I don't know. Burma, Oman, Yemen. Oh, yes, Yemen. Oh, the list is big. Yeah. Okay. Did I miss all of Africa? Right. Mali, yeah, Mali just fell to Al Qaeda. Jesus. Okay, so we have a lot of work to do. Okay, all right. Nigeria, yeah, okay. Yep, guys, we have a lot of work to do. Lebanon, UK. I mean, UK. Yes, liberate. We need to liberate UK. True, true. Okay. Okay. South Africa. Okay. All right. Big
One more
list.
response from Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
You guys touched, you crushed it all. I mean, I just want to say, well done, Sketch. 100%.
Okay,
That was great.
then let's go to the super chat.
All right, 2 super chats. One from Wyatt saying, AI, you can make cartoons. The new man isn't smart enough to understand words. Cartoons can explain ideas and keep the interest of devolving humans. I wouldn't say humans are devolving, but okay, but yes, cartoons would be helpful. I mean, they said the same thing about they thought we were devolving because we had calculators. You know, this is actually ancient, Wyatt. They used to ancient Greek were saying that about writing. Ancient Greek people were saying that about writing. They're like, oh my God, this new technology of writing is going to make everyone dumb because no people are not going to write shit. Everyone's going to write shit down and no one's going to remember anything anymore. But people didn't get dumber. People just they got their cognitive capacity was freed up to work on something else, right? But it ended up keep on working in the same way that it used to. Oh my God, look at that, guys. Look at your screen. Nore and BT, you're together. Oh my God. Wait, can I make this bigger?
What?
Hi.
Jeff?
Oh
We
my
didn't mean
God.
to interrupt. Go ahead. We did.
No,
Danny's
no.
modding, so we came to cause trouble.
Yes, look at that. They're together. Oh my God. One day we're going to all be together. This is great. I wish I was there. Yeah, so cute. Oh, what are you showing us? It's so small. Are you showing us her nails? What was that? Okay, I can't see. It's so small. Okay, great. You guys. Okay. All right. So one more super chat, and then we go to the next topic. Shauna saying ice cream for Samantha. Shauna just gave us a super chat saying ice cream for Samantha. So Samantha, you have some ice cream. Thank you, Shauna. Okay. And then we have another super chat from Shauna saying North Syria and the other Emirate states of Israel need to be on the list. Yes, good one. Yes, good, good. My name is Armin Navabi. I'm an Iranian political analyst with decades of experience fighting the Islamic regime inside and outside of Iran. Make sure you follow me for more, and also make sure you join our discussion group. I'm there almost every single day. Come talk to me there and the rest of the people there in our group calls. It's a great place to meet and talk to people who like talking about politics. The link is in the description and or in the bio. You could also get there by scanning the QR code on the screen. See you there.